Hi again, U-Boat Sim fans. It's been a few days since my last video, and I've made some enhancements, added some cool audio effects. That way when you're underwater, the diesels sound muffled and whatnot. However, today's video is going to focus on, I think, one of the biggest changes that has the most potential to impact the game, and exactly what it's going to end up being in the long run. So I want to thank Zoe Summers on YouTube. She told me that I should think about really focusing on taking this game to the next level and really offering the multiplayer component as a first-class citizen rather than an afterthought. My thoughts from the beginning were, let me go ahead and build a single-player game, work on all the AI, get that squared away, and then layer in multiplayer. From her perspective, being a game reviewer, playing Wolfpack, and really seeing what the community likes and what they desire, she thought this would actually be a perfect opportunity for U-Boat to step in, U-Boat Sim, and really give the community what they want. And really what that is a incredibly in-depth simulator where the difference between the winners and losers are really the player's ability to really learn the mechanics in the system to a deeper level than others. So, without ado, I'm really excited to show you guys what I've built in the alpha to kind of start moving in that direction. You'll notice that there's a multiplayer lobby option now in the game. So if I click on that, it's going to connect me to a global lobby, and eventually I'll add the UIs and the room separation and whatnot. But for now, really we have one global lobby, so anybody that joins it will basically be sharing the same scene across the board. So I've joined that lobby with my first game, and now I'll join it with my second game. And what you'll notice in the different windows is that one says master, one says client. So the master is kind of controlling the world, and the client is really a viewer that can interact and participate. In the future, I'll have avatars to really allow you to discern or differentiate between the different players and whatnot, just like Wolfpack and other games. So I've added two features to kind of show that in fact this is working. The first feature really allows us to accelerate and decelerate time. So with the numpad plus and minus, we're able to, on the master only, kind of speed time up or rewind it. So you could see on the master I'm speeding time, it's now nighttime. You could see that synchronizing over on the client in the top right. And now going back, daytime again. You could see everything being synchronized. The boat is also being synchronized between the two. So the way the boat is moving, most of the logic is running on the master, and then all the players doing is kind of synchronizing all the physics and whatnot. So it's not doing any of the calculations. Another way to kind of show synchronization is for the depth charges. When I initiate a depth charge, you can see how it's synchronized between the two. And this actually works very well even with a lot of depth charges. So there you go. Time, boat position, date, longitude, latitude, star map, land, and depth charges are all being synchronized. Next up will be synchronizing things such as the diesels, the sounds, and whatnot. However, I wanted to get this out there and in your hands just so you could give me feedback. And again, thank you very much, Zoe Summers, for really taking the time to inspire me to really move in this direction. I think adding this code from the get-go is going to make life easier for me, and I won't have to play catch-up in the long run. Other little changes, as you guys can see, the FPS is much better than before. Even though I'm running multiple instances of the game and I'm recording on top of it, the FPS is more or less a lot smoother than what I had before. We have the underwater blur effect that I mentioned. You can see how underwater we've got some blurring going on, and if I do start the diesels, which I won't right now, you guys can actually hear them muffled under the water. Again, thanks for catching up with the update, and I'm looking forward to your feedback.